Welcome to Pocket Watch Podcast. I'm Zach.
Cruz.
Jake.
Yay.
That's it.
That's it. What's up, guys?
What's up?
We doubling up with no guest. Doubling up no guest this week either. You know what it is.
Yeah. We're getting back. We're going to try to start getting back to a little bit of us podcasts and stuff. It's been rough trying to schedule motherfuckers every week.
Yeah, especially with our life, man. Our life has just been so busy lately and hectic. So
because we're changing our schedule to try to get these people on and make it work. But I mean, we still got some stuff in play, but we're coming to you hot, just the boys.
And then if you guys were listening last week and you guys realized that we had some technical difficulties on our video cutting out,
it's because we did.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I edit the video. It looks perfect on Premiere Pro, but when I export, somehow the file damages. And hopefully by the time you guys hear this episode, hopefully I got that one fixed. So if you guys didn't get to finish the end of that one, hop over to YouTube or Spotify or whatever, and hopefully it's fixed so you guys can finish that one up.
Word. Keep checking us out. Thanks for checking us out. It's another week. We got some shit for you.
Follow, subscribe
right now. Please share it. Tell somebody about it. Hey man, I was just thinking about. I saw this video or whatever where he was like, just try one more day before you quit.
Yeah.
And boy, sometimes when I'm working with this shit and scheduling sometimes, and then it's like a Friday and you're like, fuck man, we gotta come record it. Here we go. It's like, let's just try one more day. Let's keep pushing this shit. And goddamn do we do that shit every time, man. Always.
It's tough, man. It's tough, especially whenever we can't get somebody on, our schedules don't align, and then we're over here like, okay, what are we gonna talk about?
Yep. Those are the rough times, man.
Yeah. And we don't got one to tuck right now either because we've been kind of procrastinating on.
I think next weekend we'll double up.
We said that for the last 3 weekends.
I know, but this weekend's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to those out there listening.
Happy Father's Day.
Facts. If you're a father, happy Father's Day for sure.
Jacob's probably got some kids somewhere.
Man, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, probably in the toilets. Probably in like the sewer system swimming around.
Hey, I ain't paying child support.
I might have a kid in Canada, but we'll save that for another time.
Oh, Christine. Good thing Christine don't listen to this.
Yeah, she don't. I'm not worried about that. Well, it's first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes, she might show a little bit of support. But yo, if you're listening on the block, come check us out on YouTube. Come check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on freaking every platform. Come check us out. Get it a little early. And if you just like listening to us on the block, shout out the block. We fuck with you.
The Block 105 jams.
That's how they sound, bro.
I know you should hire me for a voiceover the Block 105. I know you're listening.
That's how it goes, bro. Yo, but happy Father's Day. This would have been yesterday because we're dropping Monday, man. To those out there with kids that are good dads and stuff, good for you guys.
And if you're a bad dad, fuck you.
No word. I was gonna say, and then shout out to those that don't got their pops around or whatever, and shout out to you too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the moms that are dads or acting dads and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, shout out to y'all.
Man, I was just, and before we start getting into what we're gonna talk about, boy, like we're all men, like mans of the house, right? Like the man of the household, you know. And man, like
sometimes I'm playing. I'm just joking.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Zach's got a different dynamic. Yeah, Melissa could take control real quick.
I like it though.
Like, hey, this is what we're doing. What did you say to me? What God? Yeah, Melissa's a little different, but my point is like we're all men of the house, meaning like everybody looks to us, right? Like everybody kind of looks to you, Melissa for sure, right? Like they look to you for like decisions when hardships happen. It's your job to fix it, you know. Like and on top of that, you're worried about like the future, like the financial future and stuff, and like paying for things, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But boy, like when you're a man of the house and you're worried about all that, and it just so happens you're doing a lot of shit. If you're doing a lot of shit and everything in your life is hitting like a peak of like frustration,
resistance,
you know, like resistance. That's a great word. Yeah. Everything in your life is hitting that peak resistance.
This last week was like that for me.
Me too, bro. And I'm still like trying to recover from my sickness. But that's why I'm getting my shit off right now. Honestly, it's been that, bro. Work, fucking,
COVID,
that shit, being sick and shit like that. Yeah, because I had COVID.
Schooling?
I had COVID last week.
You got your school stuff?
There's, dude, work, school, COVID, home. Like, my pops was going through some shit this week, like a little setback, you know what I mean? But, like, which is fine most of the time, but it's like, fam, you're doing this when, like, everything is at a height right now. And then Christine. So, like, I literally called my mom a couple days ago, and I was like, Ma. And it was one of those moments where I was just kind of letting go, but I was just like, I want to appreciate you because you're the one person in my life that loves me unconditionally and don't ask for nothing.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And I wanted to hop on that a little bit too.
You don't appreciate it as much as like times like this.
Yeah. And like something else on top of that is that each of us, we grew up at points in our life without fathers in our household.
Word.
You know what I mean? So we've kind of experienced like that single mother raising us at one point in time in our lives. So like we also understand what it's like to try to go through it like that without a father in your life.
But be the man.
Yeah, exactly. Like because even whenever you're like with a single, like even when you're mother, you know, like you're a kid, you still kind of got to step up and kind of, even though like you might not be able to provide and stuff like that at that age, you still kind of like step up and you kind of feel like you have to be the protector and have to like kind of step into that role
for sure.
Yeah, but
you know
it's different when it's like what like how are we gonna do groceries this week? Like, do you want to do a little more, a little less, based off the bills and stuff? And then like, oh, your dad didn't do this, so like you gotta tell him to, you know what I mean? And then because that was my point, because I had to call my mom because I love Christine, she supports me a lot, right? But any wife or significant other has needs.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Right? Like, it's not like your mom. Like, your mom don't need shit from you, bro. No. You know what I mean? Or your parent or whatever. But like, I had to call her because I was just like, man, like, because even Christine is there for me, but like, she has needs. And when everything is building up, and I'm not being like, I'm all engulfed in work and school and shit. Now she's mad at me because I can't come home and just leave it out. You know what I mean? And
man,
like,
you're preaching to the choir right now. Like, that's like something that like I've been saying multiple weeks on here that like I've been having issues with the fact that like I haven't been doing the best job balancing like work and my relationship and stuff. That's because like I'm trying to put in a lot of hours trying to make extra money as much as I can right now. And then, you know, my girls, I have to come home. My girls like, oh, well, you don't want to spend time with me. Like, you're never home anymore. You're just working.
It's a need.
And I'm like, you think I want to fucking work 70 plus hours a week right now? You think that's what I want to do?
Yeah.
No, it's what I gotta do, and it's what I need to do for me to prepare what I have coming up.
Yeah.
And like, and sometimes, man, it just kind of it definitely does bother me whenever, like, I feel like she comes at me. She's like, oh, I just want to spend time. I'm like, that's great. I would love to spend time with you.
You're overwhelming me right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm already like fucking drowning, and then it's like somebody's like, oh, hold on, let me just tie this chain to you real fast a little bit. You know what I mean? And it definitely gets tough to try to balance everything, and also trying to balance like trying to maintain
please
that
everybody.
Yeah, man, it's
pleasing
tough.
Everybody.
And I can't imagine the amplitude it is whenever you're an actual father with children.
Oh,
because that's got to be even more amplified. You know?
And then like the older you get, the less you can like, call your mom and be like, "Mom, I love you. Thank you so much for it." Because that shit just made me feel better getting it off. You know what I mean? But yeah, amplified times 10 when you got kids. But again, I was also like there was a moment, I also talked to Christine where I was like, yo, like, real talk, everything's coming up right now, and I need you to at least be the one that gives. You know what I mean? Like, for right now, you need to, that's the communication piece. But I sat down with myself, and I was just like, I was just like, all right, I'm going to be better because of all this that's going on. I'm going to be stronger. Like, like, when I am that, for some reason, that thought came into my mind. Like, when I have kids, I'm gonna have a different wisdom that my dad couldn't give to me and stuff. And you got me fucked up if I'm gonna be weak. At that point,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be able to eat this shit on the chin because of the stuff I'm going through. But sometimes I just want to shout out to the men of the house, bro, because like
it goes, man,
bro. Like, and it's a good thing when people need you. Right? Like, that means you're a rock in people's lives. You're a source of happiness. You're a source of solution. Yeah. But God, when you're a source of solution at work and school and fucking house and shit like that, then it's like, and I was like, because I feel better, and I felt better even Sunday when we recorded the last podcast. Yeah. But that COVID shit, that fogginess is what kind of lingered with me. So like, I was operating on like 80%. I'm still kind of like, I'm making sure I'm getting through this shit this weekend. Like, I am not fucking with this next week. But the brain capacity, you know what I mean? And I was just like, damn, this is not the time.
Go do like an IV therapy, bro.
I probably need to do some shit like that. And vitamin up, like you were saying. Just overdose on vitamins.
Yeah, you can go do an IV therapy for like vitamins and shit like that. So you can go get like a full vitamin IV done. You can even do NAD, which is like helps with brain fog and brain clarity.
Bro, you know what helps with that, man? It's weird. I mean, don't judge me,
God.
motherfuckers.
Here comes Jacob.
Don't judge me, motherfuckers. All right?
We're gonna judge you.
I mean, what I do weirdly, actually, you know what?
masturbate weirdly?
Maybe, but no.
Jacob's like, put a finger in the butt, tickle the prostate.
But like, yo, you go to like,
Don't tempt me with a guitar.
yeah, shit, don't tell you exactly,
I do that
bro.
for fun.
But no, like if you go somewhere like, and it sounds stupid, but like for me, instance, I actually read books and shit. So I'll go to like a lake or something when I'm stressed the fuck out. I'll go to somewhere I like think that's actually nice and beautiful, and I'll actually go out there and read and like just clear my brain real quick before I go home.
He's saying like
Yeah.
the brain fog from being sick.
No, but I'm with you.
but
Brain fog
in
from
general,
being
like, you know
sick,
that.
but
Yeah.
overwhelming. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Because that brain fog ain't gonna go away with vitamins and shit. You gotta like really try to decompress and really get all the shit out.
You know what helped me was somebody. My dad even told me it's funny how he's a source and a solution to my problems. But like he just mentioned this statement and it just registered with me nice because he was watching a stupid movie. I think it was like the pet something. I forgot what it was. Dumb movie, right? But he was like, "Yo, if you're ever taking life too serious," which is ironic that he's like causing my, you know, like he's gonna go make me go insane and then be like, "Yo, chill out, bro." But
Just relax.
and relax. It's not that
real quick,
serious,
alright?
you know what I mean? But like he was like, if you're ever taking life too serious, watch this movie. And it's like a dumb movie or whatever. But if you're ever taking life too serious, and that made me think, I was just like, damn, sometimes you just gotta like let it is what it is kind of mentality to help you like drop things, you know, like one at a time. I don't gotta fix everything at the same time. Nothing has to be perfect. I know if one of these things were presenting themselves individually, I would execute it the way I want to execute it. But
You
in
like
times
that.
like this, it is what it is, and you gotta like not take life too serious and just kind of back up. And that shit kind of like decompressed me a little
I
bit.
kind of decompressed on like the maintenance worker this week. I fucking snapped on him and I was like, that felt so good.
So you chose violence.
I chose violence and it felt great, man.
Nah, I like what he said.
I felt so bad for homeboy afterwards. It's all good.
Thing is though, like what you said is right because like for instance, it's true when you think about so much shit that you have to take care of and responsibilities, you get so stressed because you want to make sure you don't lose anything.
Yeah.
You don't lose.
Yeah.
And you know, like my girl helps me decompress in a sense like that because at the end of the day, she's like, yo, at the end of the day, we have each other. Like if we lost this house, if we lost everything, we still have one another.
That's a dope thing to say,
Like
and think about.
You know,
too.
you got each other. You know, like we
Yeah.
both can make it out of anything we get into. So like to me,
Yeah.
that helps me
You're not
decompress.
alone.
Because like fuck, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to
Absolutely.
make it.
I will say though, man, like my girl's been doing great, man. Like she's been stepping up like so much with helping me with so much things over the last.
She got the job now.
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, she's working now, but man, she's even helping out with a lot of things around the house. She's helping with like the animals. She's helping out with like dinner, and she's like helping me a lot, man. And now she's making money too, so soon she'll be starting to help financially. So that'll be dope. And but like, man, she's always been like
shout out to Melissa for not
Hell
helping
yeah.
yet.
yeah.
She can put the finger in
She's
his
been
butt
making some
eventually.
bread, and she's like, "Yo, so what month are we gonna start this?" It's like, "Yo, fam, what month did you start working?"
No, she
I'm just fucking.
she's ready for it. Just that whenever I think she says he said, "Oh, next month I'm gonna pay rent." I'm like, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Keep talking.
Yeah. But no, she always just wants to like she wants like a lot of that one-on-one
Your
what's
connection.
it called?
She wants your
She
attention.
wants like
It's
that.
a need, bro, and it's a valid need. It's
And you're
just-
always a busy
Absolutely,
man, bro.
it's absolutely
Yeah.
it's absolutely valid, and I understand. But sometimes, man, like it's hard to try to give her and like she like.
I will say though,
Zach's a
It's
busy
tough.
man.
I will say shout out to us for even making like feeling bad, right?
No, yeah, of
because
course.
there's a lot of guys that are like this, like, and then that's like
Yeah.
the end of the relationship.
Honestly,
a
man,
little bit. Shout out to, I mean,
To be
Pats
honest,
on the
man,
back.
that shit low key like fucks with me mentally and emotionally, like in the sense that it makes me feel like shit.
you're not giving her needs.
Yeah, because like sometimes I'm just like, man, like I sometimes get upset with myself, like, man, like I could have done things in the past to
Same.
put myself in a better position where I wouldn't have to be killing myself right now.
Yeah.
And that shit, I
And
had to
ladies,
stop
listen,
thinking
You
like
can't
that,
think
man.
about it like that,
those
bro.
those
That shit
ladies.
fucks
This
with
is
me up.
today. That's the past. This
I
is
know,
today.
I agree, man. But sometimes, man, like whenever like that stuff's coming on, because for me, I'm always like a solution type of person, you know.
Yeah.
And like if I'm in a situation, like the only solution is to do something that's gonna enhance the problems. I have like example, like right now I'm trying to stack up as much bread as I can right now, right? And the solution for me to do that is to work even more. But then like another solution I got to solve is that my girl wants to spend more time with me. So
Yeah,
it's
Gotta
like
compromise.
this equation does not work.
It's not adding up.
No, it's unresolvable.
I can't
you know?
bust my ass all weekend and go to
exactly. And so
to the beach.
like for example, my girl was like, oh, they're going tomorrow Saturday. They're like, oh, we're gonna go to the Springs with my family, and I'm like,
that's a whole day thing.
Yeah, so I told her, I was like, I might just work on Saturday, and then Sunday. Like I'm cooking for her and her family on Sunday. I'm like, and then Sunday I'll spend with you guys. But on Saturday I'll work.
That's a compromise.
And then she's
though.
like, that fucking sucks.
But that's
and I'm like, fuck, bro. Yeah. So I'm like, listen, I'll go to the Springs with you guys. We can be home by 5 and I can work. And like, so
Damn.
like, and like that's it's just like fucking with me, you know. It's just hard,
but sometimes
man.
that is
trying to find that balance, man. Is just so hard.
I think sometimes it's not fair too, right? Like, because a girl, like most girls want that extra time if they can get it. And what sucks too is sometimes they set that expectation, like you were gonna go when it was never asked really. So then when you kind of say how you really feel, now it's a disappointment. And it's like, yo, I never said I was gonna go, and but now I gotta explain myself. And
the crazy thing with me, man, is that I do not play any video games.
Yeah.
I do not
You're not fucking
watch
around.
TV. I do not watch movies.
Yeah.
Hey, I play video games.
Friends,
zero excuses.
My friends' time that I've been having lately, podcast, bro. Other than that, I don't really chill with anybody. I don't really do anything. You know what I mean? So like for me, it's literally work, home, sleep, and my girl. That's all I do. No video games, no TV, nothing like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me, I get like maybe. I come home, like after working all day, I come home, take a shower, and I spend maybe an hour or 2 hours on my phone before I go to sleep. That's it. That's my life right now, bro.
Shit. I mean, that's how I felt this week, too.
That's my life, bro. I'm putting in so much hours right now. It's not even funny, bro.
But
that's I'm waking up, bro, and I'm easily, every single day right now, I'm easily working 12 to 14 hours right now, man. Between everything that I'm doing, it's easily 12 to 14 hours a day of working, bro. It's not a joke right now, but
yo,
it's been like that for a minute too, bro. It's been like that for months, and that's why like me trying to squeeze in the podcast stuff and trying to squeeze in everything else, man. It just gets it's hard, bro. But yeah, let's get into the topic, bro.
No, but it gets hard.
I feel like I'm tired of complaining about my life.
No, but I
got a great life.
I'm with you, bro, and I just want to get. We can stem off of this honestly for a second, and I saw this article on Wall Street Journal. And it was saying how many close friends does a person need, right? And I just thought about it because of what you were talking about, where it's like I think I'm very strategic with how I hang out with my friends, and I have to be because of what you just mentioned, right? Because I'm already battling this career side, the school side, and then the needs of my girl. You know what I mean? And ladies, pay attention. I go through the same thing that Zach just mentioned, and I will backlash. Like I'll be like, you never told me like what you. I will say the expectation shit that I just spit out, right? Like you set the expectation like I was gonna go, but like you never talked to me. Now you're disappointed, and now I have to feel bad. Yeah. And even if I execute that, like I don't go and I do work, just like you, I feel bad all day. I'm like, fuck. I know that she thinks that this is a takeaway from us and stuff like that. So with that said, I'm strategic just like you guys, right? We're strategic with how we hang out with our friends. I feel like I have like maybe sometimes I feel like I got too many good friends, and that's why this article is interesting, because it's like it talks about how there is a cost. Like there's a point of diminishing return, which is kind of a funny way to talk about friends. Yeah, exactly. But there's a point of diminishing return with friends, and you can see it, right? Like those people that have a lot of good friends and stuff, they not that it affects their happiness or their success in life, but how they get success is different when they have a lot of close friends, right? Those that are successful with a lot of close friends and stuff are for different reasons outside of the way I will be successful, like hustling. Yeah, like for me, I gotta focus on school and work and this and that kind of is counteractive to having a lot of close friends. Yeah, exactly. And recently, I feel like I got and that's why like the maturity between my friendships are important. Yeah. Where like if we plan to hang out, like it might not happen, but like we're gonna keep planning to hang out until we hang out. Yes. And like we did that for years.
Unless it's Mateo.
Right. And then that's why I don't get mad when he bails either, because it's like, yo, fam, I do the same thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. We're about to throw another plan like when you say I can't make it, what's the next plan?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
we'll just start trying to work on that. But I definitely strategically try to plan with my friend, hang out with my friends. But I've thought recently, like, damn, I got too many close friends sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I love this podcast, because it allows me to hang out with you guys strategically. Like, we're working towards something. You know what I mean? But then outside of that, it's like every other hangout.
It's hard to justify.
It starts to get rough.
Yeah,
weekly.
like tonight, Diago was having his little birthday thing, and I'm like, fuck, bro. I gotta hustle, man. I feel like a piece of shit, because I'm like, I probably won't be going to his birthday. I probably won't be going to his birthday dinner or for his party. Not because I don't want to. I would fucking love to go do it. But I gotta hustle, bro. You know what I mean?
But that's another thing too, right? And that goes to like how many close friends do you have? The more close friends you have, like there's a lot more of those opportunities, like late hangouts.
Yeah.
That starts to cut out for me, because you're cutting into tomorrow now for me, because I'm a bitch. I'm sorry, like people tell me all the time, like, yo, when I was your age, I was drinking and staying up till 3 and then waking up at 6 and going to work. And
and that's why you don't have a retirement at age of 60.
Word.
And I feel like I lost a lot of good friends like that too as well. Like honestly, I lost a lot of people like that because I didn't want to go out that time. Like you, Mike. Like Mike, it's funny. He hits me up randomly every like 4 or 5 months. Just calls me. Yeah, and we just
those
talk.
Are the people that stick
those
around.
are people that stick around. But like people in college or people that I used to plan stuff with. Eventually, I started growing up. I had to do shit, and I just couldn't. I couldn't make it, and those people just fell off. They just stopped hitting you up. So you lose a lot of good people too because you can't commit to certain things. So you have to go make money.
But it's hard though, because like I know I feel bad when I don't make it to stuff, right? Like just like you said. But it's also like,
it's not intentional.
Don't be mad at me, and I will always have a group of friends like this. But it is true. The ones that start to get like butthurt about it are the ones that end up fading.
You know what I love when everybody goes like, "Oh, it's because your girl won't let you." I'm like, bro, my girl don't give a fuck. My girl will let me go do whatever the fuck I want. It's me. Yeah, it's me. Like just because y'all got caught cheating and being stupid, then that's on you guys. But like for me, I can do whatever I want. Whatever I want. It's literally just me making an adult choice, saying I just can't go.
Yeah,
that's it.
And for me, like I feel like like it's apparent for me more than ever because of the podcast, because of Mateo's bachelor party, linking up with all those dudes. And those are dudes that I've known in elementary school, stuff like that. So like it was just naturally like, oh, we're back. Yeah. But there was a time
slowly falled out.
Yeah, like when I was like 20 to like 22, 23, I was like really on my grind shit. Yep. And I really only had like 2 or 3 people, right? Like we didn't hang out back then. You know what I mean?
That's how I was too, man. Because honestly, me growing up,
you know the difference. You can feel the difference of like I have a lot of people asking for me, and now I feel like I'm having a lot more arguments with my girl. Not arguments, not like that. Not to phrase it that way, but like there's more
tension.
Yeah. There's more of these questions like, can I go out? Like, can I do this? Because I know I haven't hung out with you this whole time. Not like permission, but like. I know I'm taking time away because now we got podcasts. I got the same the same big mic and people outside of the podcast, Mateo and Justin, and then the other group, and then the work friend, the coworkers that you got to keep like morale with, and it's like, fam. Sometimes I remember a time when I only had like 2 or 3 good friends that I would hang out here and there, and I was able to focus, boy. Yeah. And that's something I think about sometimes. Yeah. And it sucks though, because I do feel bad. I'm a relationship person. Like I
want to please everybody.
I'm a pleaser. I do. I'm very like I like that validation of a friendship and stuff like that. Like that's just something in me or whatever. But that's why it's hard to cut off, because your circle is very important. You know what I mean? Like, and I got good people. Don't get me wrong. Like they're good people, but it's hard when you're constantly disappointing. You know what I mean?
I feel like, as long as they understand the circuit, like, like they understand you as a person, they understand, where you're coming from. It's different. Like, I mean, like if we know you busting your ass and you're working, I can't see you. I mean, shit, we used to hang out like once every 2-3 months.
Yeah, right.
And go out and do some shit. Like, and I never cared. I was
see
like,
you in another
like
3 months, brother.
Yeah, see you in 3 months. Even Mike. I hang out with Mike once every 5-6 months. It's like, yo, shit. But that's my boy. Like, he called me yesterday. We just talked for like 30 minutes for about random shit.
You know the craziest thing? You know who calls me more than anybody probably?
Who?
Ricky.
He's one of those for you, huh? I can tell.
It's really weird, man, because out of everybody,
but it's dope.
Yeah.
If he fucks with you, he's doing that.
Out of everybody else that I consider friends, I don't ever just call somebody to talk. But he'll call me and be like, "Hey man, how you doing? How's everything going?"
Those people are important.
No, yeah, and it's somebody I would never expect because, like, you know, like me and Mateo will send a message every once in a while here and there.
He's not like that. Yeah.
No, and like the worst part
doesn't mean like when you do hang out, everything's.
And the worst part is that me and Mateo are like in that sense like we're really similar because. Bro, I won't talk to somebody for 6 months, and not because I don't like you, and not because I don't love you. Bro, it's just like I'm busy, and like the last thing I'm thinking about is I should write so and so, and like so me and Mateo have gone like a whole year without seeing each other before, like literally a whole year, and we link back up, and it's like nothing, you know what I mean? But it's not because of like hate or anything like that. It's just because we're just so busy.
But what do you think? So to that question, like what was the article again? How many close friends should a person have? Right. So they talk about. It's important to have at least one.
Is that the topic we're doing today? I guess.
I feel like it's a good one. I feel like it's good, and it stems off of what we were kind of talking about.
All right, so
when we're done talking about it, we could move on to the next one. We'll see where we're at. But how many close? Because they say you should have at least one. So you should have at least one close friend. I agree with that. But what happens when you have a girlfriend?
I don't think there's a set number.
Exactly.
I think it just depends on. I think everybody's situation is going to be different. But I feel like so. What's the exact question? So I can rephrase.
How many close friends should a person have?
So I feel like you should have. So I can't really say there's a specific number because I feel like if you set a specific number, it's like you have to attain that. If you don't attain it, then like your life is not complete.
No, yeah,
exactly.
But
so like
minimum, right? So
yeah,
how about what easier question? What is the minimum? One?
I would say minimally one.
But, yeah.
I would say minimally, but it just because I feel like you should always have a close friend, but it more so just depends on like what you are needing in life. Because I feel like if you have like a really close friend that you can talk to and like that can like support you and stuff like that, then that's great and that can pretty much like subside for everything that you have. But like you might be the type of person that might need three just because of who the people that they are or what you have going on in your life. I know sometimes people have friends for different types of occasions. Like I know some people have friends that like they want to go out and party with, go out drinking with. They have other friends.
I classify some of mine.
And then they have friends that they want to go and do like business ventures with, or they have friends that they want to go shooting or do different things with. You know what I mean? So like I have different friends for different things. Like I have friends that like I have what I consider my redneck friends. I have a bunch of friends that I go out like that's for me to go like fishing, hunting, go shooting and shit like that with. And I got friends that like if I want to go party or go out and do something like that, I got friends for that. If I want to sit down and just talk about certain things, I got friends for that. And some of those friends fall in multiple categories.
But sometimes at a certain point, there is a diminishing return. The article talked about too, where like one friend, like speaking to the minimum. Studies showed that one friend is more than enough to satisfy and that to supplement the feeling of loneliness.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
More than enough.
Yeah, but I feel like they're not really speaking into the regards that you're in a relationship as well.
Right. You don't need no friends maybe at that point, right?
Yeah, at that point.
Like, I think you still need one.
No, you still need friends.
To get your shit off.
I think you need one. I think having one good friend. I think having one really good friend in your life is vital. I mean, of course, you can say your girl's your best friend, and honestly, my girl knows more about me and my life than anybody else. But you gotta have that break. And just like if you're single and you had just one friend, I feel like you would need to have another person in your life.
Yeah,
depending. Yeah, because like I feel like at that point. So I guess if you want to classify like your significant other as a really close friend, then I would say you need to have minimum two.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I would agree.
But like for me, like it just I feel like the number of friends that you should have is the most that your social life can handle and that you can mentally handle would be at the most you can.
Which changes
exactly.
For me, one thing I did realize was you could grow that circle, right? Like right now, my close friend group is and not on top of that, consistently hang out with close friend group is more than it's ever been. But it's easier to grow that circle if the quality's right? Like if the circle is good, right? Because like you said, if you have too many, if you have that abundance of friends and you start to feel yourself, your social life is starting to hit that limit, like you said, like it's hitting that tolerance limit on like pulling away from what you need to be doing or want to be doing.
Or if it's creating tension, like an extreme tension,
right? But it's controllable if it's the right people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right. Like you could get the numbers up as long as it's the right bunch.
Yeah, and I feel like the mindsets have to be right too, because you have some friends
who just want to party and have fun.
Well, there's that, but like sometimes sometimes having those fun friends is important to have because there are like I have friends that like for me if I want to go out and just have a good time, there's certain people that I would call because I know that I can go out and have fun with them and get my mind off of things like that. But that's usually just not that's me. I'm not the type to party. So for me, the party is like very, very seldom. So I might go out maybe once a year and do something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe a couple times a year. Or sometimes I might not. I may do it once every couple of years because that's not really the type of life that I want to live. But I think it's important to have different types of people you can do different types of things with.
Yeah. I'm with it. All right, we can move on from that now.
Okay, cool.
Next topic. We're heading into a recession, people. We are heading into a recession. Alert. We are heading into a recession. No, but I feel like people are talking about it, right? I feel like it's starting to make some waves.
Yeah, everybody's talking except for the government.
So, of course,
mic drop.
Of course, if you're the owner of something, you're not going to be.
I just saw an article that came out today. Fuck, man. Okay, hold on. Talk. I'm gonna find it fast.
But as far as the recession, to put a stat to it, so we're not just talking shit. I saw on the article I was reading, 60% of CEOs are fearful of a recession within the next 12 to 18 months, and I feel like there's a lot of indicators that are proving this true, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, inflation. Another crazy statistic. A lot of within new hires within the past 2 years, from ages 25 to 35, 20% of them are expecting to leave. Within the next year, like to a new job.
Yeah.
Part of that, I feel like. And, I've had disgruntledness on certain things, but, like, if inflation is 8%, right, or whatever the number is, those annual reviews and stuff got to kind of, like, match.
Yeah.
And if not, I also understand the business owner's perspective, but I also understand when employees are starting to feel like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know. Go somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, but...
So, what I was looking up was that Karine Jean-Pierre, which is a White House press secretary, literally came out a couple of days ago and said, she did a whole speech or whatever, and to like ended off, she was like, "What we're trying to say is the economy is in a better place than it has been historically."
Bullshit. What?
Yeah.
And like so, like right now, the government is just full heartedly
trying to avoid it,
deny the whole topic
the shit.
of like being a recession.
And part of that, you got to get right. Like they're trying. This is what they run. They're running it, right?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
they're gonna try to put positivity out there and like not try to make it look like the ship is sinking.
Well, re-election is in how long?
I don't know.
2024.
So next 2 years.
Yeah, we're trying to play ourselves pretty, probably.
Yeah, but
to make sure we don't look stupid.
I don't think it's that. I think more so
yeah.
they're trying to just prevent like mass freak out. I think is what the biggest thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't agree with that.
No, I mean you can see. I mean,
so like
inflation as far as gas. I saw this other post where it was showing like
right
all
here.
these things. Go ahead.
So NASDAQ for year to date down 31.8% as of today.
31.8.
31.8%.
Hey guys.
Yep.
Buy. It's a sale. It's a sale.
Certain stocks. All right.
S&P 500.
No, this is financial advice. Buy.
S&P 500 down 23.39% from year to date.
Yeah, my shit.
Dow's doing the best out of all of them, but Dow is down 18.3% year to date. So
market's down, inflation up.
Dow, Nas, and S&P 500, I'd probably say those are probably the most top three things that you would look at to see how the market is. But everything is a bloodbath right now.
Gas is up, food is up, chips are up, soda's up.
We know what you eat at home now.
Yeah,
right. But you're right. I saw hot dogs are up like 10% or some shit like that. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to prove a point here. Right? Water's up, like everything's going up.
You know what's crazy? And
Except
speaking of the recession and stuff like that, my econ professor, like he's not the best teacher, but he's an old head, and he's like a smart motherfucker, right? He's teaching a graduate class or whatever, but he believes, and he's econ, right? So that's like what a lot of these politicians should know about, right? Like economics, like
which they don't.
But he believes that.
Let's get him on the pod.
Yeah, he'll put us to sleep a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but he's got good stories. But one of the stories he told, like one of the things he thinks is, we like 10, 20 years down the line, we're gonna be having wars over water and not gas. Because water is actually starting to become a scarce.
I don't think so.
Thing, which is weird.
And one of the reasons why I don't think so is because of filtration systems.
Right now, water is down, but
No.
I think innovation. That's why I don't think so. Like, I think you put people through something, and innovation is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
We have crazy filtration systems.
My thing is fuck filtration. There's a guy legit. You got go on Wall Store right now.
Running his car for water.
No. That's true. That is also true as
I know
well.
that.
We
It's a
already know
fact.
that. That's a fact. There's a guy who's
Next.
able to actually convert air into water.
I saw that.
Yes,
I saw that.
through an
See,
action.
innovation.
Yes, and he has it in Puerto Rico. He has it in Cuba, and he has it in another.
I believe it. I mean, if you think
Yeah,
about
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
innovation.
He's able to keep gallons and gallons and gallons. Now, let's be
Yeah,
realistic
because
with the U.S. government.
have you ever used a dehumidifier?
Is it the same concept? Same
Exactly.
concept. As I'm saying.
I've used dehumidifiers before. You can get gallons of water
Yes.
in the little small unit really quick.
Exactly. So water should never be scarce, but only if somebody wants to.
I don't think we're gonna have a problem with it, just because water is probably one of the most recyclable resources that there is.
Is it?
In a sense, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. He's an economics
Sends it.
professor,
Wait,
so
wait,
he
wait.
might.
He don't. I mean, but he's just going off of statistics.
Because-
current statistics right now show that water is becoming scarce, but that doesn't mean it
It's
will be scarce. the
Scare,
next 10,
scarce
20
in a
years.
sense.
my
of
thing is,
what, though?
Yeah.
if we
I don't know.
fight for
Relatively.
profit on water, that's the only way it'll get scarce. If we're trying to get the most money out of water, that's the only way it can become scarce.
Yeah.
There's an abundance of it. I mean, there's ways to get it without even taking it from the lake. But if you
Yeah.
want to profit from it, then obviously,
Oh yeah, of course. But like I said, bro, you can go and buy a Life straw. You ever heard of a Life straw?
yeah, you put in the dirty ass water. and
Life
pull
straw,
it up.
no, well, you don't pull it up. The Life straw, you literally grab it. It has like I don't know if it's carbon filter. It's like a crazy filtration system.
Yep.
And you can literally go to
heard
like
about
the nastiest water in the world and drink from it,
and you'll be all right.
and you'll be all right. And it can like each straw can filter out. Oh man,
So
like
we won't have
thousands of
wars
gallons.
on water, but inflation is.
But who
happening.
knows? Maybe in like 200 years or something. You know?
Yeah, but
Inflation is up.
inflation is up. Market is down. It's hot as fuck outside. No,
Bro, Florida's hot. Boy, shit.
yo,
hot.
no, but like it's hot in this room right now, guys. Like we're,
Cruz's AC struggling
we're
right now.
struggling,
My
yo.
my AC in my apartment went out all week.
Yo,
My
so
ice
this
is
whole
great,
week,
guys.
I saw like a big part of Ohio because of how hot it is.
Yeah.
And their electric infrastructure isn't built for it really, because
Yeah.
everybody's running ACs. They went out. They had power outage. The government's turning it off because they weren't prepared for that amount of.
Fucking serious?
Yeah.
Talk about something like that. Something crazy is the fact that there's actually induction roads that are currently being built, and I forgot where.
What does that mean?
That means that there's roads that they're putting like wireless charging for vehicles into the ground.
Dope.
So as you're driving, it's charging your vehicle.
Dope. But
That's crazy.
Too much of electricity, obviously.
Side
I just think, and with that said, I mean, we're not professionals on this or haven't done a lot of studies, but it is a fact that's out there, and there's a lot of people worried about it.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk
Think
about when we were talking about this. I wanted to. We were kind of talking about like the current real estate.
Wait,
And
we'll
how
get
crazy-
into
we're
that.
getting to
it.
Before we do that, I want to
Okay.
say, just think about it, right? Because if you're hearing that there's a recession coming, if you're hearing about inflation and stuff like that, look up ways to counter this for yourself and to be in a good situation.
Doesn't work.
Shit like your job and stuff like that, you can't control.
I think right now the only thing that's holding us afloat is the mass amount of jobs. I think once once that kind of
they
flips,
said that's starting to kind of.
Yep, it's starting to dwindle down.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
it's the
dwindling
numbers
down.
starting to show.
Yep.
It's starting
Because
to
I
go
mean,
down.
like I said, I mean, when it comes to inflation, it comes to transportation, it comes to shortages, it comes to this, that, and the fourth.
yeah,
So
and,
it
and
starts-
traveling slowing too.
Yes, so it starts hitting every single sector
Yeah.
in a way.
But
like travel, like you
the
said.
thing to do in times like this, because it's a thing. If there's so much of this information out there like this, it's got to be some validity to it, right? Like
Yeah.
some of it's smoke and mirrors, but there's some validity if
absolutely.
there's so much volume of this
And
information.
statistics are statistics, man.
But this is times to start looking at how you're living, cost savings, budgets, stuff like that. And then when it comes
smart
to
decisions.
and when it comes to inflation, like I just mentioned, like a lot of employees aren't getting bumps or raises that are matching 8%. Like you can't expect all these businesses because the cost of their processes are also going up,
Increasing,
right?
yep.
So you can't expect them to constantly match inflation. And if they do, good for you. But throwing your money into the market
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? Throwing your money into the market to counter that inflation, meaning like if your dollar it keeps going down by this 8% inflation rate, put that dollar into something else that is not moving against the dollar. You know what I mean?
Forex.
Right. Stocks, period, stuff
Which,
like that.
You know, a bunch of shit.
And then even better, real estate, like we were
Yep.
talking about, right? Like I mean, and real estate is probably one of the better things you could do even though
always
interest rates are fucking up.
But it's always a good decision.
6.649%, I think, right now in 30 years.
So you're kind of fucked. Sorry, guys. Never mind.
No.
Man,
Never mind.
that's
Don't
tough.
listen to him. Don't, you can still invest. All right, stop that.
It's tough, man. We were talking about the real estate before starting this episode, and we were doing the math, man. And I think what it was on a $350,000 house with 3.5% down. Your monthly payment went from $1,900 a month to $2,800 a month.
That's from the low interest, the
2.5% to the
Right.
6.6% interest rate,
which is a reality for a lot of people.
man, and that's $900 a month extra. And this is what I was saying. Like whenever we were talking about how like we talked about it months ago about how like the property value has increased so much, and whenever rates are starting to increase, I said there's going to be a point where people that were saying I don't want to buy right now because they're waiting for the property values to drop. When the rates start increasing, it's going to be a point of diminishing return on it because $900 a month, you're eating $900 a month. So if you do that for $360, which is a 30-year loan, that's going to cost you an extra $324,000.
Yeah. People.
$324,000 difference, and that's because you didn't want to pay $50,000 over what the market was. So that $900 extra a month over 30 years is going to cost you $324,000 on a $350,000 home.
If you don't refinance.
It's discouraging.
And that's exactly why I was telling people that even overpaying a little bit is way better than eating the interest rates. When the interest rates are 2.5%, man, even if you were paying that extra money, it's so worth it. That's $324,000.
So it's discouraging a lot of people. I saw
buyers,
another stat where it's
slowing down.
Applications are like 40% down right now.
And like I work in the real estate industry, and I do closings. And what I've seen for our area, even though our area might be a lot different than other areas, is that
Florida's its own market.
Yeah,
too,
Florida's a lot different. That's why I threw that disclaimer out there. I work Central Florida, so we live in Orlando, Florida. So that's the main area that I work. But I've seen a lot less like home buyers, like individual home buyers.
Sure.
And now I'm starting to see a shit ton of LLCs buying, and like a lot of businesses, and a lot of people from out of the country are buying, and like everybody's selling to these businesses.
Florida,
and the crazy part is these people that are buying out of the country, they're not even buying with loans. They're paying that shit cash.
Yeah.
They're buying that shit cash, and they're just doing
That's
it
the
for
reasoning.
investments.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's still investments to be made in Florida. I mean...
Oh, absolutely. And they know because in 10 years, the market's going to be higher.
Exactly.
And they're not worried.
I'm watching the buyers, and the buyers are... I ain't gonna lie. I mean, being in real estate, the buyers are slowly declining, but, I mean, it's not a bad time to buy, but it depends on what you're buying, of course. It always depends on what you're investing into. If you're buying something that you could tell that's like, this is not worth...
And honestly, the interest rates are up, right? But they're actually like back. Right,
Yeah.
like they were artificially low during COVID and stuff.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
I've heard they were 12% back in like 19 something.
Oh yeah. They were insane. Yeah, they were absolutely insane. But he's saying like pre-COVID, the interest rates were about this
About this
right here.
Yeah.
So
But which is correct. But the thing though is that since pre-COVID, property values have shot up. Shot up, and then it was kind of justified with the low interest rates.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is the interest rates being what they are right now was their whole purpose was to slow down people purchasing.
What's crazy? So this is like
It's to combat inflation. That was the whole reason of doing it. It's to combat inflation.
And look
So
what
they-
happened. It's like an unintended. That's economics right there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we're doing this to influence this, but what's the unintended consequence? Which is
Everybody from other countries buying.
So now the interest rates are low, and even me, right? Like you said, what can I could buy a 200. You know, at the time when I was looking for a house, I couldn't buy this house with a 4%, 5% interest rate. It would have been too much for me, right? And it's like, so now when the interest rates were low, everybody's able to buy for more. So
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
sellers are able to sell for more.
Yep.
And that's what happens is the market, and then investors are like, what's the interest rate, bro? You know, if
Fuck that,
that's
I'll
the
pay
case,
cash. Yeah.
if that's the case, right? Or now I'm going to invest
Well,
like crazy
and-
because there's a lot of people that could afford these houses.
And
now.
another thing on top of that is a lot of these investors, they do commercial loans. And commercial loans never drop below like 9%, 6%, 7%.
Ever.
Well, and if you're like really,
like,
if you're
during
really
the artificially low time.
Yeah, like no, like even the artificially low time, they were paying 9%, and they're
Yeah.
still paying 9%. A lot of them are, you know what I mean? Like if you're tied in with a good lender company, you know you might have gotten a little bit lower, but like the commercial loans, they never saw that crazy 2%.
Yeah.
And that was the people who were doing like individual
But
back
they knew
loans.
there was a different demand because of that.
Oh,
2%.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like, so like that's a little bit different, but that's because they, you know, they get like construction holdback and shit, like construction holdback fronts and stuff like that. So that's a different story. But nonetheless, their interest rates haven't really increased a whole lot. But it's still it's insane.
It's interesting, man, and I think it's gonna slow down. Jacob, I agree. Like, I don't think the market's going like the real estate market.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna crash.
No,
it's just
that ain't gonna
it's
happen.
stupid to think to see like everybody's been looking. Whoever owns a home is looking at their value every month, and you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
This is
Like,
ridiculous.
and
That's gonna stop.
The reason why the real estate market will not crash
It's
right
Florida.
now. No, well, not even that. It's because we don't have arms anymore.
Right. Arms was a big reason
And
why that
because
whole shit
if we would have had arms right now, the interest rates would be creep. Well, I mean, they have floor ceilings and they have like minimum, like maximum increases per year.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like they would be creeping up to the 6%. So that home that you bought that you were paying $1,900 a month for
Right.
is slowly creeping up depending on whatever your underwriting on your note
Right,
was.
right.
It'd slowly be creeping up to that 6%
Yep.
annually. Because usually I think most arms
I mean,
usually
that,
have.
it's really that and the fact that like the underwriting process is completely different in 2008. The underwriting process is
Exactly.
way
Well,
more
that-
intricate. They actually look at your finances. They actually make sure
Oh,
you
it's
pay this
it was-
way
mortgage.
harder to get qualified.
Absolutely, but that wasn't even the biggest thing. The biggest thing that killed everybody was
The
the
way they
arms
were-
because
But the arms,
because
yeah.
everybody was able to pay for their houses, but until the interest rates started climbing, is what caused it.
No,
Some people were over-
Hold
they
up.
were-
Nah, a big thing. You know, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. The
yeah.
arms were big, but I mean, the big thing was that the underwriters
The
were
debt to
actually
income.
approving anybody and listen.
They were.
They weren't even looking into the details. Like, oh, you only make this much. They weren't looking into that. If you say you
Yeah.
made 100,000, they
Yeah.
believed you made 100,000.
No, yeah, of
They-
course.
and that's
These
what
days-
fucked everybody.
these days
Of course, I'm not arguing that. But what I'm saying is that if you're paying monthly for your house and you go from $1,900 a
And it
month
raises up
to
every
$2,800
year.
to
Yes.
$2,800 a month, and on top of that,
That fucks you.
your jobs are down.
Yeah.
And you're getting
Yeah.
laid off. That's a bad equation.
That's what happens.
But for me, like a lot of people were able to afford it because people were paying their payments for 3 years before it happened.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
I
it
just
was
think
a
it's
bad mixture.
interesting to take a second to think like to those that think it's easy to run a government, right? Listen to that, right? So it's like it made perfect sense. Oh, COVID,
Increase
jobs are
rate.
down. Let's decrease the interest rate, right?
Yep.
Let's see, like, what's the we're just gonna keep influencing house purchasing so the real estate market doesn't drop, and then real estate market flies because of that, and now they're like in this situation where not only do we have inflation on everything like gas and food and stuff, but we just added a cost of living, like household cost of
So-
living, and rent goes up because of that goes
Yep.
up, right?
Yep.
So if houses and all those shits are not over, but high, like if that goes up high, now all these renters
So
have all these.
I spoke to an investor today, and he said something that was really that kind of made me think a little bit. But he said that one of the reasons that that inflation is so high across the board right now is because they inflated the real estate market too fast.
Yes, sir.
And
Everybody got to live somewhere.
and
What,
because
2 years, 1 year?
yes,
Like 30%.
yeah.
30%,
But so-
40%.
So
I can
so
see that
so what
having
they're
a
saying
factor.
is that like they inflated the housing market so fast that like it caused a lot of other things to inflate, and then it trickled across the board. So
Yeah.
it's like cost of material started inflating, and then he said like what really just offset it was the fact that there was limited supplies on everything, and like whenever they flooded the real estate market,
times 10.
it just hit. Yeah, he said
Yeah.
he said that's what created this massive.
It's one
chaos.
of the factors for sure.
He said
Yeah.
that was. He
Oh,
said,
for
he said it was
sure.
one of the heaviest
Yeah.
factors that did. He said if they wouldn't have if they-
heaviest factors.
yeah, he
right.
said if they wouldn't have, which I mean, this is his perspective. It could be wrong, whatever. But it kind of made me think about
They
it.
would have
Kinda-
raised it earlier, the interest rates.
well, yeah, he was saying like if they would have dropped it slower, or kind of like
so
would
there
have like
wasn't this
steady.
huge spike
yeah,
and just free for all for
because
like a year.
yeah, because if you really think about it, they dropped it like crazy, and
Yeah.
everybody was going insane.
2.5.
yeah.
It was lower than that, man. I seen 1.75 before. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen the lowest I seen was 1.75.
Shut the fuck up.
No, yeah,
I'm
the lowest I saw was 1.75.
I'm sure if somebody had a lot more money than me and this and that, they would have got 1.5 on my loan. Yeah, for sure.
1.75?
And you could buy discount points too, so that you can even drop it.
I mean,
even
that's
more.
what I paid for. I
And
paid
do
for
a
discount
15
points.
year XYZ.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I can see that makes sense though, because it's kind of like, yo, dead ass. Like you guys dropped it so quick to the point where it's like you should let that at 4 or 5% and kept slowly.
yeah.
like, but yeah.
Yo,
Slowly decrease it,
Yeah.
and then maybe start evaluating at every step.
Yeah,
or
it was
whatever.
interesting though because he said that and it kind of made me think. I'm like, fuck, that was kind of true because like the inflation started after the housing boom. After the housing market started booming,
Yeah.
Then it was like, okay, you kind of started seeing across the board, like, okay, like housing materials are increasing. Okay, now like all the stuff that they're buying.
Well, here's another thing. Here's another thing. I think there's so many variables that are going into this inflation.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Because here's the other thing is there's that. There's during COVID, a lot of people being laid off. All those people that were getting money not to work.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So now, all these jobs are now pretty much raising the minimum wage because we just want employees.
Yeah.
Right. Like there was a shortage of workers, so now.
It's
employees
with that too.
are they're having to pay a lot, or people more just to get them to work on average, even like the lower level employees.
And it's creating a problem too because a lot of companies are paying
costs are going up.
Yeah, well, the companies are paying new employees more than they were paying like previous employees. Like a guy's been working for a company for 5 years, he's making $20 an hour, and they bring in somebody new and they're making $22 an hour. They find out. And then it's creating problems in the company.
I mean, a big part of transportation too. Don't let that out. I mean, lumber became expensive as fuck, not because they couldn't find trees to cut down. Just couldn't pay anybody to work it.
Yeah, but
transport over.
This is because this compounds when CEOs and stuff are talking about when you talk about 60% of CEOs being worried about a recession. This is something that compounds that on top of the things we talked about and the things we haven't talked about, because this was the argument against raising minimum wage. It's like, well, you're just raising the cost of doing business. Now you're going to raise the cost of the product, right? Like all these companies are going to do is just raise the cost of the product. But the other one, which is actually the biggest argument against raising minimum wage, which is going to be a factor in this whole quote unquote recession, is the jobs, right? So if I got to pay one person $15, $20 an hour minimum just to get them there. Now there's an influx of people that need jobs because all that money is gone.
Yeah.
Now I don't no, like, because now I know what I got to pay somebody. Like I already got to pay this guy $20 an hour because this was back when I needed people. Yeah. Now there's an influx of people that need work, and this is the new standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now there's not jobs. Now, because that's the thing. It's like when you cut the market out like that, now there's less jobs because there's less positions I'm willing to pay that amount.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. And
you know what I mean?
The people are overworked.
Right.
Absolutely, I agree. And then another thing that we were talking about before we got on here, kind of going back to real estate, was like the renting scene right now is insane. So like there's a low income place, right, to live at, and then for a single person, the income threshold is like $48,500 annually. So you can't make more than $48,500 a year if you're a single individual to qualify for this unit. And it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, apartment.
1 bedroom,
1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's a 1-1, right? So they're saying that you can't make more than $48,500, but this property is listed at minimum. Yeah. So you can't make more than $48,500. That's the maximum, huh?
What's the list of that?
So the property listed between I think it was like $1,750 and $1,900 a month.
Bro.
But to qualify for this property, you have to make 3 times the monthly payment, right? So let's just say the property, let's say you get it in the middle, about $1,850, right, per month. And you have to make 3 times the monthly income. So $1,850 by 3, that would be $5,550 a month. If you multiply that by 12 months, that gives you $66,600. But to qualify to live in this property, you have to make $66,600. But in order to live in this property, you can't make more than $48,500.
That type of tension causes recessions. Yeah,
how the
type of tension?
How the fuck does that equation make sense? You have in order to qualify, you got to make over $66,000, but in order to be able to live in the low income facility in the low income housing complex, you can't make more than $48,500 as a single person.
It's a fucking mess, bro.
How does that even make sense? And they haven't adjusted it and nothing. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
There's probably not a lot of single people living there. That's the only way.
But even still, that's like crazy.
The only thing I can say on my behalf is that we had to take into account insurance companies, because insurance companies are really hijacking. Like, even my insurance, your insurance, his insurance. I mean, they're raising and not only that,
and health or home.
They're becoming solvent. They're legit, like deceit. Like they're basically like leaving Florida because of the fact of like all these claims on roofs.
Home insurance?
Yeah, home insurances.
That's because they changed the laws recently.
Yeah, they're getting fucked. We only have like 4 or 5 to choose from at this point in Florida.
I don't even know to be honest with all of them.
It's getting that scarce to find home insurance.
You know what though? I was talking to Ralphie the other day, and Ralphie's telling me that the insurance companies for roofs, is getting cut though, man. He said his approval rate.
There you go. That goes to that.
Yeah.
He said his approval rate used to be like, I forgot what he said. I think he said like easily like 80%.
He used to get it all the time.
But now he's saying that his approval rate now is like 30%, 40%. He said, man, he's going to houses and they're denying everything for him, bro. He's like, even like shit, like he's like, people are having leaks in their house and they're like, nope, we're not replacing that roof.
It's true. I got a guy walk up to my house. Oh, you have that shingle wrong? I'll do your whole roof for you. And it's like, bro, this is the reason why. This is the reason why. Like, you over here trying to make money doing false claims is the reason why there are only like 5 insurance companies you can choose from.
But because Florida changed the laws. And
hurricanes, all these rains.
Yeah.
And
you know what's crazy though is a lot of people change their roof, and I'm calling it right now. We're going to have a hurricane this year.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I'm calling it. You know why I'm calling it? Knock on wood. I hope we don't. But I really think we're going to. You know why?
Because we almost had one.
No, not even that. Well, I was saying this before, but we're having a really active year. Our winter, bro, we were having some crazy storms. We had tornadoes.
Yeah.
We were having tornadoes during our winter. When do we ever have storms like that?
Yeah.
So we've already had an active year to begin with.
This episode started super positive and ended. Don't worry, bro. Move to Germany, bro. Go to China.
But no, like we've been having like really active weather and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like we don't ever have weather this active that early on in the year. And we haven't had a major hurricane in about 5 years, which is about the ballpark we usually get a major one.
Yeah.
The last one was Irma back in 2017.
Even that didn't hit us that hard.
It didn't even hit us that hard.
No,
so I don't know how we don't really get hit in Central Florida that hard.
Charlie's the actual. If I would say anything, Charlie's the actual hurricane that really fucked us up.
We got hit three. We got three feet
that year. Yeah.
But like I really think that this year we're going to have a hurricane come. I hope not, but I really think we're going to.
Bro.
Called it. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing
hopefully I'm wrong.
To wrap it up, the other thing I wanted to say to the rent thing, where you have crazy tension, like was
this episode was all over.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's okay. But I think we flowed. I think we flowed.
We flowed.
We didn't talk about the other thing unless you were talking about friends and the whole man. House.
Anyways, as you were saying.
So when I put my thumb in my butt, but what I was gonna say to the renting thing. So what's crazy and what's probably gonna times the issue is what Zach mentioned. There's that, right? And that's kind of like the rich and the poor situation, right? So there's that situation, that type of tension with like the low income housings and stuff, where they're still trying to compete with the rent market and stuff to make money because they're a business kind of thing. Weird situation, weird tension. And then on the other hand, my Kristan's aunt, she is like a not real estate agent, but like a rental property manager.
Property manager.
Yeah, so like her company goes to different rental properties and lets them know, hey, you're below or over the market. Like we could get this amount of people out. And she's like, for every 10 people they kick out, there's 20 people on the waiting list.
Oh, absolutely.
Happy to pay that rent.
Because no one can buy a house.
And that could be it too. That could be a factor too. It's just a weird weird time.
My apartment right now, bro, is like going through handing out lease violation like hotcakes, bro.
To get them out, even
I think I don't know what it is, but man, they're handing out lease violations like hotcakes.
I mean, he's paying he showed us what he's paying. He's paying great money.
Oh yeah, I'm lucky right now.
So imagine, why would you want him only paying this much when you know someone in the motherfucking can pay this much? If he violates, I'm gonna show him he's violating, so I get the fuck out of here.
They tried hitting me with the lease violation for like some trash stuff. And they took a pic, so the trash people took a picture. It wasn't even my fucking trash, bro. It was a black trash bag. I use white bags.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I mean?
So
I went ham on them, and I have a Ring camera, so I'm like, that ain't my fucking bag. But like, they try to hit me, but like, it's like everybody, man. They're hitting people with lease violations. They came through, and was like anybody that had anything on the balcony, they wrote lease violations to. It was like they were going ham, bro.
Yeah, because the moment you sign that lease agreement, bro, that's enforced. You can't dictate, you can't change that or nothing.
Which
for a whole year.
I don't think that they can. I don't think with the lease violations they can kick you out off of it.
They have to be a certain amount.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah,
they charge you money. Yeah, well, if you get the first one or something like that, first couple warnings, and after that they charge you I think it's like $50 per violation or some shit.
Oh yeah, they're charging me money. Right?
But so they're like, if you ain't gonna pay me, we gonna run them pockets, boy.
Take it to court, motherfucker. What's up?
But let's wrap it up. Stay woke, everybody. Just understand this is something. I know we were pretty pessimistic about the state of where we're at right now and this and that, but like also keep in mind, like if you do it smartly, this is where millionaires are made. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, times like this and recession and stuff, markets down.
Millionaires are made in recessions, to be honest, and they always say that you just gotta be smart, prepare smart, save up,
have the financials to make the decision.
Yeah, half the people we interviewed were from COVID's recession.
No cap. No cap.
2008.
I really think that during COVID time, there was probably more millionaires made, and then like ever in history in like a 2-year stretch.
Especially like on the social media market and shit.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like
stock market,
stocks. I was gonna say stocks, cryptos, social media influencers. I don't think there's ever been.
Fucking Bitcoin's almost 19,000, 18,000. Like,
man, no, cryptos are bad right now though.
And if you think about it, you know what's hilarious? We had that Psy episode, and when he started crypto was COVID.
Exactly.
I mean, we didn't relate it at the time, but it was that time. It was 2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
End of 2019.
Exactly.
So be surprised. You can make an opportunity out of nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is time to hustle.
All right, let's move on. Weekly success and failure.
Shit.
Failure for me, I'm gonna say is like I was talking about earlier. I was trying to control everything, even though it like certain things that required, that needed me. I was trying to be perfect in everything, and I was too worried about it, letting myself get too overwhelmed. I gotta have like that it is what it is mindset sometimes, just to get me through those types of situations. Weekly success would be, man, I'm getting. I was kind of recovering on the sickness shit, and I still got through the week with like all good. It was hard as fuck, and it was like 3 times harder than it should have been. You know what I mean? But I got through it. And it's
did it
like nothing happened. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. You want to go next?
Yeah. My weekly failure is just time management, man. I feel like time flies so fucking fast, and I'm really trying to control it as much as I can.
Hey, I peeped that fresh cut though, boy.
Hey, I got it today.
I need a cut so badly,
man. Because I haven't got cut in like 4 weeks, so I was like, fuck, I need one.
I feel you, man.
And my success is that I got a listing this week. I got an appointment for Sunday for another listing, hopefully.
Hell yeah!
So
you got a listing?
Yeah, I got a listing this week.
Oh shit! You got to sell it? You selling?
Yeah. I got a seller in Mulberry. Yes, sir.
Yo, give my boy an applause for that.
Yes.
So
my boy got a listing
for a while. Came back. I was like, I'm applying myself. It actually worked.
Is that listing? Is it the unit that you guys have, or it's another one?
What you mean?
No, you guys outside. It's real estate.
No, it's my real estate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
I got one in Mulberry.
Hell
I got
yeah.
a lady. Hopefully I'm going to list in
and how did you find that lead?
A FISBO. I called her.
Facebook?
No, FISBO. It's a for sale by owner. So I called her and I just did my shit. It took some follow ups.
Hey, bro, if you ever get those people, I'll give you some investors' numbers, because if they can get.
Oh no! If it's a good investment, I'm investing in myself.
Oh, I'm just saying though, dog.
No, I feel you. But I have another guy who's want to go half and half with me. So
I got people who go half and half with you too. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh,
you know what?
Puppies,
I got you.
Yeah, I got people.
Go ahead,
too.
Zach.
I got you.
Go.
No,
but
that's it.
But that is my success. My success is that I applied myself, because I was telling him earlier, for about a month and a half to 2 months, I actually stopped and just focused on the mobile home. I came back and I said, no, fuck it. I want to actually do my shit. Yeah. And I did it my own way, and I actually got my own listing.
It's funny how that works. Like you were busting ass for months, and then you don't get one, and then you're like, you know what? Let me try it for a second again, and then it's like bang bang bang.
Back a week and a half back into the shit, and I got a listing. I got one appointment for Sunday that I'm going to go on, that I've been following for 2 months, and I might get another listing. That's almost 2 listings in less than a month. But hey, that's cool. Busting my ass. That's my success for the week.
So this week, man, I have so many failures I can talk about.
It's the most important.
This week was just rough for me, man. I would say overall, though, just to kind of like tie all the failures into each other, I just feel like this whole week I let the stressors, man, just kick my ass, bro. This week, man, I haven't felt stressed like this week in a long time, man. It was just seemed like so much shit was just going on. I was just trying to balance a million things, and I'm still trying to balance a million things. So I'll say that, man, I let it kick my ass this week. So that was definitely my failure. My success, man, I don't really have much of one, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, something, bro.
It's one of those weeks, man. I would say damn, man.
One positive.
You have something,
it's
bro.
A negative ass episode.
Don't come up with negative shit.
So
bro.
I would say one positive thing right now that happened this week is that every single morning I woke up, I felt like my car was booked another week for Ontario.
Hey,
so I'll list that as one of my positives, because other than that, man, I ain't got much fucking positives.
Yeah, that's money. You're making money on Ontario, all right?
I ain't making much money, but it's cool. It's cool to like see how that's coming. It might be worth maybe looking at maybe getting another vehicle. I'm gonna play it out for like 3 to 4 months and see how it plays out.
You got your toes wet though.
Because right now it's slow season.
Yeah.
Right now is the slowest
He's
season.
making good money on slow season.
Right now is the slowest season of the year. And if these numbers is a slow season, then it might be worth me bumping it up because, yeah, it's just I'm looking into it. I'm spitballing and if I
It's
can.
funny because most of the time, like, you always think about those little schemes to make side money, this and that. And whenever you like plan it out too much and this and that, that's when you talk yourself out of it. But
Yeah,
when you
because
kind of roll into it.
we were talking about it before.
Yeah.
We talked about getting a Tesla and doing it and stuff like that.
But
Which-
it's like you could have done it with your Camry.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bro, the Camry,
Yeah.
hustling on that
Hey.
shit, bro. That Camry pulling it.
It's
Something.
showing you what it can make. It's
Yeah,
showing
bro.
what it can do.
It's not like enough to pay bills off the one Camry, but like my Camry will easily pay for like if I was to get another Camry, that monthly payment for the Camry would pay for itself in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maximum like if somebody booked super far in advance, a week and a half, it would pay for itself for the month.
Oof.
So it's definitely interesting, but I'm gonna see how it plays out, and I might be getting another car in a few months if it works out right.
Yo, stay
that's
tuned,
a
bro.
success right there, bro.
I'm talking.
Stay
I'm
tuned.
thinking about it, but yeah, that's my success for the week. But other than that, I ain't got anything else for y'all.
That's it, man. Thanks for listening another week, man. Stay tuned for next week.
Love
We got
y'all.
some
Sir.
other stuff coming. Keep following us on Instagram, Facebook. We're on LinkedIn too, TikTok. Check us out. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, your mama's house. I'm just playing.
Yo,
That's it.
Nah, we in your mama's house. She listening to us. She
yeah,
she
fuck
likes
you,
us.
yo.
Yo, happy Father's Day to those. I hope y'all had a good day yesterday.
Happy Father's Day for sure.
Happy Father's Day, son.
Ooh.
This guy, bro. Tell him to put some respect on your name.
Come on the podcast.
Whoa.
We want Jacob's kid
Pause.
on the podcast.
Pause.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Fast forward.
Paco,
We love
watch out.
y'all.
Out.
Bye.